Welcome back. You're watching Roadmap on Channels Television. You can also find some of our top stories on our website is at channelstv.com and then youtube.com/channelsweb. Now, Godi Uwazurike, the president of Aka Ikenga, an Igbo social cultural group in Lagos, in my interview with him, told me of his resolve concerning the elections at the state and the federal level. Now, the Hausa monarch also shares his thoughts as well.
The average woman in Lagos is not interested in grabbing a government. No, he wants to have a say in who becomes the governor. Let's face the truth.
Or the president.
Or the president. The majority of residents of Lagos are non-indigenous. They have a say. They have a stake in what is going on. As a matter of fact, it is their vote that will tilt the results of this election, whether it's at the presidential level or at the state level. So if you are coming to this place and you're talking to us about me having the right to do my business without undue interference, we'll be relaxed. We have had meetings with Governor Fashola, with Professor Sibajo, and Chief Ambode. We presented this for them. We have had meetings with Chief Jibi Abaje and his state chairman. And of course, we presented these things to them. Nobody wants to push you out. All we want is fair play.
Are you encouraged by the promises of the PDP on the one hand and the APC for your people in Lagos State and by extension Nigeria?
Well, let me analyze what I know PDP has just said. The president is saying, the National Conference recommendations. And believe you me, we analyzed all these things in our report. We articulated it, and we made sure that every aspect of life in this country is taken care of, including this one I described about where you live, that's where you reside, that's where you should also prosper, that nobody should discriminate against you. Nobody should deport you. So these are the things we are all looking up to. So right now, PDP has given us firm assurance. We're still waiting for APC to say we will implement the confab reports. Because you cannot wish away what we spent several months working on. And there are 21 volumes for you to really go through first the demands of the various tribes in this country. And then, of course, the recommendations. And, of course, what the government has accepted now. So that report is tied closely to this election. And virtually every Igbo man is interested. I'm not just talking of Igbo. Every non-Lagosian is interested because that's what guarantees you peaceful existence. Put it another way. If they are discriminating against me because I'm an Igbo man and you are from Sokoto, it's after me, they'll come after you. If you are from Akwa Ibom and they're discriminating against you and the man from Borno ignores it, it will get to him.
What, in your view, will the deciding factors or criteria that you will call it? What do you think there will be? Who that will decide who becomes president on March 28th?
Somebody will be elected. The only thing I would say is that it's God who will decide. Because I know that PDP has been the dominant party. APC is a little over 18 months. And they have really worked hard. So whether they have worked hard enough to match PDP in its stronghold is another thing. And if you remember that politics is like football, until the last whistle is blown, you are not sure. You may have all that it takes, suddenly you find yourself trailing. Politics, like football, is not mathematics as such.
When you say it's not mathematics, or when you think you have all it takes, are you referring to the People's Democratic Party?
No, to both parties. Where you think you are short, you have a problem. On the internet right now, it's like every day there is one internet tiger shouting one thing or the other, how he has done this. If you are to rely on what they're saying, you will fail. Politics is local. Every politics is local in the sense that if I'm a strong man in my own home, I must deliver my home. I may not have access to the press, I may not talk, but it is incumbent on me to deliver my home. So today, if you ask me whether PDP will win, I will tell you I don't know. APC will win, I will tell you I don't know, but I will tell you that both of them are fighting. to make sure that, but if they are fighting in the right direction, it's another thing altogether.
The one thing that I would say is this: for every action, Umar, there's bound to be a reaction. Whoever is part and parcel of the success of Nigeria would see it, would live it, would feel it. And whoever is part and parcel of the destruction of Nigeria will live it, will see it, and it will continue to live long after that person or persons have gone. I do not want to make political statements because, as I told you, I'm not a politician. I do have preferences in life. Even in the political setup, I do have preferences, but whatever I say has to be tailored and measured. Not because I'm scared, not because I cannot say it, but there's a difference between doing what is right and doing the right thing. We need to have a comprehensive reorientation of the psyche of Nigeria. I'll give you an example. Man made money. God did not make money, but because God knew that man was crazy and he had invented something that would destroy him, he brought about a palliative of what you call alms given, zakat or tithes. But even at that, they are not being implemented or enforced. What the president of Nigeria needs to do is to continue to talk to Nigerians as a father, to make us understand he cares much more than we think he cares about us, and to make us focus and realize that we do not have any other nation but here. Like, I'll give you an example. I dread being a refugee. Those are possibilities that I see in the future. So I do not have a choice but to campaign with everything that I've got for peaceful unity of this country.
So right now, PDP has given us firm assurance. We're still waiting for APC to say we will implement the confab reports. Because you cannot wish away what we spent several months working on. And there are 21 volumes that for you to really go through first the demands of the various tribes in this country, and then of course the recommendations, and of course what the government has accepted now. So that report is tied closely to this election, and virtually every Igbo man is interested. I'm not just talking of Igbo, every non-Lagosian is interested because that is what guarantees you peaceful existence. Put it another way, if they are discriminating against me because I'm an Igbo man and you are from Sokoto, it's after me, they'll come after you. If you are from Akwa Ibom and they're discriminating against you and the man from Borno ignores it, it will get to him.
What are your greatest fear concerning these elections?
Violence. Violence, because in 2011 we had violence and those people died and died like that. I know that the two parties today have firmly held views. The first one is PDP knows it will win. If we don't win, oil flowing, oil blocks, etc., all of them will start having problems. APC says we know we win, and if we don't win, blood will flow. Both of them are threatening. If you don't believe you have won, what is the next thing you do? Take up arms. Even here in Lagos, there may be riots if the person they expect to win does not win. So violence is something we must watch out for. And that's why I'm happy with soldiers coming out to man the streets. We have always relied on them to stop armed robbers from going up and down. In some neighborhoods, whenever they are passing by 12 midnight, they put on their siren, then you can go to sleep.
Jama'a dan Allah, dan annabi, da musulmanmu, da kristocinmu, da wa'anda ba musulmai ba, mu kakkaɓe wannan abin da muke ihu da shi plastic da ake kira PVC. A wannan ranar da Allah da annabi a fito a jefa ƙuri'a, kowa ya zaɓi wanda yake so tsakanin shi da zuciyarsa. Idan kun zaɓa ku samu wuri ku keɓe, a kirga za a gaya muku me yake ciki, ku kama hanya ku tafi. Duk wanda ya nemi tashin hankali da ku, akwai jama'un tsaro, ku kai su ƙara wurinsu, banda rigima. jama'a kuma ina so ku gane da musulmanmu da wa'anda ba musulmai ba dai mun san mulki ubangiji Allah shi ke ba wanda ya ga dama lokacin da ya ga dama yanda ya ga dama, in kuma ya tashi zai kwace hannun wanda yake so ya bada, ko ba haka ba? Abinda ni ya dame ni, abinda nake so shine dan Allah dan annabi mu je mu yi zaɓe tsakaninmu da Allah. Ba na da kuɗin da zan ba kowa, kuma ban ce kowa ya karɓi kuɗin kowa ba, ko an baka ka ce baka so, amma a wannan ranar ka je ka dangwala hannu wanda kake so, sai kuma ka jira. Bayan mun dangwala hannu duk wanda Allah ya ba, idan Jonathan ne mu bi shi dan Allah, idan Buhari ne mu bi shi dan Allah, in ma wani ne mu bi shi dan Allah, domin ba ma da ƙasar da tafi Najeriya. Don Allah don annabi ni shawaran da nake ba mutane kenan, mu zauna lafiya. Aka ce zaman lafiya ya fi zama ɗan sarki, na ce ya ma fi zama sarkin.
And there you have it. The journey to nationhood continues as the politicians jostle for your votes. This is Roadmap. I am Gimba Umar. See you same time next week. Meanwhile, discourage all forms of electoral violence by all means. I am Gimba Umar. See you then.